Hello everyone, welcome to
Hello.
a new stream, Tomb Raider. I'm together with it is Kovic and
Govich is over there.
and the Neko. No, it's okay. I'm
Hi,
right.
hi, hi.
um, we'll continue our playthrough
Mhm.
Tomb Raider, the Open Lara version on Xbox Classic. We are playing on a CRT, like we are
Disney.
Yeah, mine is in my closet.
that one, but a better version, or this one. Also a better version. We are playing a combination between the
Uh-huh.
PC and PlayStation version. I mean, we use the data from the PlayStation version and the PC, and we are at the 6th level or 7th.
Mhm.
Palace Midas, anyway, exactly at the start. And we'll discuss a lot of retro things like usual, and
Yeah,
we'll
like me finding a lanyard of the second Minecon convention in Europe.
okay.
This boy is 6 years older, I think.
6 years is not old. I mean, it's not retro also.
Uh,
It's like saying
well,
PS4 is retro.
Oh no.
but it is.
No, man. I mean, it depends. If you had 15 years, maybe it was old for you.
To be honest, I like 9 years ago, I once wrote an article about when is a console retro, and I once dared to write as soon as no current games release on that platform is considered retro. But then I thought about it and I mashed my backspace button.
You know,
I'd say it
Since
has to be at least one generation behind last gen.
yeah,
So, like you got the current one and the previous gen, and then the one before that is the earliest, I would say, retro, but probably even one behind. Like PS2, I would say is retro these days.
yeah.
So
PS3, I don't really feel like.
so in theory, the Wii U isn't retro. The Wii is retro.
Yeah, and in practice.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few years, many years ago, there was a website with torrents, Underground Gamer, it was the name. Maybe you know about it.
I'm not gonna confirm nor deny.
Anyway, they wanted to archive all the games from the old games, I mean, and they had a rule: we are archiving only abandonware and for old retro consoles that are no
But there
more.
is a similar website still up and running. I think it's myabandonware.net or something like that.
Yeah, but that this one was different because it was for all the consoles. I mean, it was illegal.
Yeah,
In
my
the end, it
abandonware is
disappeared.
PC only, to my
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. And my abandonware, to my knowledge, until a game is released by GOG or Steam, it's okay. I mean, when they release the game on GOG, I see that they remove the game from them. But anyway, on that website, they had a rule, like you said, Neko, regarding which is considered retro, to be allowed to publish the game on the website. And the rule was like Kovic said. I mean, it had to be one generation between at least. And of course, to not have games still released, because it was the case. I mean, PlayStation 2, it was almost ready to catch the PS4, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of games release. I mean, it was pretty
Yeah,
close.
but they are still releasing games on the PS4, like new games. But
Yeah, but
Yeah, we're still
PS4
in the
is
cross-gen
yeah,
period.
yeah. PS4 it's current gen in my opinion, still. But anyway.
And like Blue is saying, like, hi Blue. Yes, we are all retro. Fuck you. I feel old.
Okay. Let's move to the game now, and
This one, yeah.
Neko,
Actual retro.
if you want to test the chat, I guess now is the moment. Because I will not look at the. Okay, so it's we have the same problem. I didn't look at with the
No, it's working.
transparency.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working, but with the transparency.
I was clicking too fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the background, I see it.
Yeah, it's something like where my transparency, since in my preview window it has transparency, but your transparency is overriding it for some reason.
I totally forgot about this, and I didn't look.
Okay, make a note on a stick of paper saying update CSS.
Yeah. Sorry. And stick it
If
to
I-
the CRT.
If I would do that, I was like, is this for work? Is this for streaming? Is this for the website of my theater group? Or is this for one of the websites I maintain for my friends?
Web developer issues.
Yeah.
Since our last stream, I started, or even before, I don't remember, I started playing Unfinished Business on PC.
Mm.
And I'm using another engine.
I think we touched upon that a bit. Maybe after our Denmark stream crashed at the end there.
Probably. I'm using the Tomb main. Tomb
that
1
one.
main engine.
Oh yeah. We touched upon that after our Denmark stream. Again, sorry for that, guys. But we were at the end of the chapter, and we felt that it would be kind of strange to restart the stream for like 15 minutes. So the next episode will start where the stream crashed. Anyhow, I also taught Clement how the level editor levels work, the custom levels. So we are also looking into that for after we finish a Tomb Raider.
Yeah, now it depends on you guys, because for me, I rediscovered this game, and I love it. I mean, it's clearly one of the greatest games. And
in a similar vein, I restarted playing games from my childhood, and I am playing through the first two Pokemon games again on the Game Boy. Not on the Game Boy Advance with backlight, on a fucking Game Boy, where you sometimes needed the surface of the sun to see, but sometimes seeing retro games being played is it's just a spark for you to pick up the games you used to play. And the reason I didn't start Tomb Raider is because I felt I sort of got my fill playing custom levels and being a co-commentator here on a stream.
Are you just playing the levels, or have you looked into the editor?
Both.
Because I occasionally get an itch to like make a Tomb Raider level, but
mostly playing.
But I just find the whole editor situation kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's not the easiest, but there is a fan-made editor in the works, and there are some levels created by that on TombRaiderLevelEditor.net or TRLE.net, and but it's still quite primitive.
I mean, that's all. I don't need much. I want to make pretty vanilla levels. But I want just something that's easy to use, some editor that's not made for Windows XP. basically.
I will send you some resources after the stream.
I understand that this last version of the editor, which I suppose Neko is talking about, it's more modern, and I've seen that it contains all the enhancements from all the other games, and now there are some levels and campaigns available specifically for that version, and are considered the best looking and with the most features.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an entire world. If you dive into custom levels and campaigns, and it's really nice.
It's a rabbit hole that has no ending.
Oh,
Oh no,
I saw that guy.
I'm dead.
That's some monkey. That's some monkey business.
Okay, I'm dead. But I saved.
Yes, and now Clements has unfinished business with the monkeys, and he is going to complete the game. Now I'm using your comment for lame puns, Blue. Love you, man.
Lately,
Rabbit hole. It's always like that with editors.
Mm-hmm.
I think having a level editor is what makes a game immortal, really. So, in fact, just yesterday I sort of reminisced when I did some streams of Quake custom levels. It was a lot of fun. So I was thinking maybe I should play some more custom levels for Quake.
Mm-hmm.
Because Quake 1 has a huge mapping scene. Probably I'd say second to Doom. Doom has a bigger one, but the one in Quake is a lot of fun because they organize mapping jams, just events, let's say monthly or sometimes even shorter, where they just have a theme and then boom, a bunch of people make a map for that, and then they make a pack of it and release it. So you have a constant stream of new content to play. And it's very entertaining because also all the folks are, of course, very happy to see you play their levels and get feedback. So I think it creates this sort of positive loop, both for the creators and the players.
And I think for Tomb Raider it's the same. I guess Tomb Raider has the biggest map editing scene on this kind of games. I don't know. I mean, for first-person shooters, it's not. It's usually so.
Yeah,
but for
you
this
you
kind
have
of
your
game,
your Doom custom WADs, which is also a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that one is the biggest, I think, by a margin. Quake 1 is big. Quake 2 is not. Quake 2 is really obscure. I think the remaster now is going to help with that. But yeah, in terms of like third-person games, they don't even really have editors, I think. Tomb Raider is kind of special with that, and that's because the grid system helps a ton.
True.
Because usually what you see in third-person games is that the levels are custom meshes made by the developers in like professional 3D editing software. And if the game is built like that, then having an editor is almost impossible. Like a really simple editor for users to make maps with.
Yeah, sometimes editors or level creation tools are so heavily custom built that it's almost impossible to release a version to the public.
I think exclusively games that have a level editor have some sort of their own map format that the editor is able to exploit. True. Rather than just having generic 3D asset as the world, which unfortunately is becoming sort of ubiquitous these days with graphics that are way too fancy. You just cannot contain that in a usable editor or editor usable by the public.
Also, let's talk about, if we talk about level editors and such, something that Blue said in the comment section. is the Warcraft 3 one for Dota. Spawned Dota, basically.
Yeah, Warcraft 3, or also StarCraft, that's an example of having a custom format where an editor is possible, and lots of great things were made with those editors, especially Dota, but also like a huge tower defense scene and other custom maps.
The more modern equivalent you have these days is the Steam Workshop. But
Steam Workshop is a distribution platform, but it's not an editor per se.
yeah, I said the more modern equivalent-ish.
But I like that the existence of a workshop sort of incentivizes developers to include some ways for people to be creative.
Yeah, and if I think about custom content for games, I also think about two games I used to run a lot of custom content on back in my childhood. Was the first two Roller Coaster Tycoon games, had some custom scenarios, and The Sims. Oh boy, the custom content for The Sims. Don't get me started about that. It's
So I wasn't paying
sometimes
attention for a while. You backtracked here, Clement,
yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like.
or did you die there? Because maybe we should talk about the game for a bit.
Meanwhile, I will feed my kitten.
Yeah, I need to do something here now.
I mean, not yet. So
Okay.
I wanted to say that out of all the levels in this game, this was my favorite.
Oh.
And yeah, so that there is this statue of Midas. It has the big letters there, and this is the first supernatural that you encounter in the Tomb Raider franchise. Because if you touch the hand of the statue, there's a unique thing that happens.
Really?
And I think that will explain everything quite clearly.
Ah.
Oh, you didn't save it. I see.
No.
Oh, I remember this. And I should have saved before. Damn.
Golden time!
Nice.
I wonder, would they use this Lara for on the speedrunning leaderboards to have for the first, second, and third time? Would be kind of funny though.
Oh, you mean like the custom icons? I don't
Yeah.
think they do. Yeah, they just have the normal icons.
Yeah, we should do something unique with ours for Indiana Jones. Like use the treasure icons from the game.
Come on.
Yeah, creating that small of a golden Lara statue would be kind of very pixelated and very unrecognizable.
I think you can find some design because there is a statue. It was released by Game Heads or something like that. It's really beautiful. And it's like this, exactly like this.
So, hello, Chris, my man. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Chris. Welcome. You didn't miss anything. Because
no, just some talk, discussion. What is retro and custom content?
Okay.
Also, Clement, you for the before or after the previous stream, you sent a video about an AI playing Tomb Raider. That guy has released a second episode.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty well done, actually. I think he is going to make a series about that.
If you take into account how many views he has, I'm pretty sure he'll do it.
Yeah. And another thing, when Darky posted on the Discord that there was an RTX upscale, I was like, oh dear lord, are we going to restart because Clement wants to play the RTX one?
No, I'm pretty happy with this this version. RTX is something else. And I want to say what I don't like the Tomb 1 main engine, the one that I'm using for unfinished business, is that you cannot play with the stick in that game. But here,
Well, I have Tomb Raider 1 and 2 like Kovic on the PS1. And I find it so weird to play Lara on a console with a controller. I'm so used to the keyboard.
It works well on a D-pad, so it works excellent on a keyboard.
Yeah, maybe some controversial opinion here, but what is the difference between the D-pad and the arrow keys on the keyboard? Not that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the D-pad is basically a controller's arrow keys, but it's just I think the ergonomics are worse because if you hold a controller like a controller is intended, like this, with the two hands, then you are using one thumb for the D-pad keys.
Yeah.
So turning and running forwards at the same time is.
For that kind of a reason, I have a rest pad for my, not my shoulders, my. Come on, say it. I know the word in Dutch.
Wrists?
My wrists. Yeah, work restarted this week, and I have been using my English a bit less than usual, and a bit more Dutch. So some English words are like. What I find really funny in that AI, in those AI videos, is that he made Lara recognize the in-game music and made her comment on it. And in the newest episode, she shoots a bat and she's like, "Shut up, bat! I'm trying to listen to the music."
I'm not convinced that the comments are made by the AI because they are too good. I don't know.
I think he
I'm
did
with you
some
on that.
iterations. I think it's a combination on AI and himself, and he most likely did some iterations on that.
I don't know. In the second episode, I had the impression at one moment that man, it cannot be AI. I mean, it's too much. She is stopping. He's looking. Look, nah, I don't know. It's not like you play a game like this. I mean, it's like he's doing a movie or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, the voice is made with the AI, of course.
Do you know a channel by the name of Code Bullet?
I guess you told me about it also.
Because that guy, he creates AI neural networks for some popular games. Like he has an AI that beats Snake, Tetris, Pac-Man. Some of them are on his GitHub page. And what I have seen AI do there, it's insane. AI can do some crazy stuff. But today I tried to use AI to write me a script in PowerShell that cycles through 5 emoticons as an animation and stops when you press a key. And it wasn't able to write that code at all. It always had at least 2 or 3 bugs. So AI can do some crazy things in both senses of the word.
But what version of AI did you use? The free one?
ChatGPT 4.
Oh, okay. So
My school has
okay.
my school has one premium account on that because the teachers are afraid that students are abusing AI, and then the IT department needs to experiment with it and know and recognize.
And you know and recognize?
No, but I get asked by my headmaster, so I kind of need to experiment with it.
Yeah, the ChatGPT is not perfect in terms of programming, but you can guide him. I mean, I seen that if you guide him, in the end, it's able to produce the good code, at least a usable code. But you need it needs a lot of guidance, like a programmer. I mean.
It, it needs sometimes more guidance than your standard Stack Overflow user, and if you understand that joke, you're a programmer. Like, now something completely different. He needs some guidance. This is Bluey's reaction.
I don't need. I just enjoy it. Yeah, but good one, Blue. Okay, speaking of guidance, I know. Kovic, did you finish the PlayStation 1 version?
No, I'm in City of Kamun, and then I had to swap to my N64 for Spider-Man practice, and then I played some Quake 2, and then I started playing Resident Evil. So
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a typical game pattern for me. Like, ooh, distracted by other games.
yeah, the Quake 2 was topical since the remaster came, and I did speedruns of the 64 campaign on PC. I got a sub 20. Yeah, like the first day.
Nice.
So now I want to do some runs on real hardware. I did a first one today, and I got sub 30. So I still have at least 5 minutes to save. But it's much harder on N64.
The only physical version I have of Quake 2 is on the PS1.
That one might come to the remaster in a patch.
Yeah, really? I was wondering why they didn't include the PlayStation 1 campaign.
But yeah, Quake is one of those games that I have partially played but never finished. I didn't say never played or she played.
Okay.
That's too steep. You're not getting up there. Not from here. That comes later.
That's a way back.
I did mention this is my favorite level, and the reason for that is how it uses space. You go through the same area multiple times in different vertical heights. So it's that lovely feeling of, oh, I've been here. Oh, I'm looking at it from a different position. This is cool. The sort of it's basically the same sort of trick that Dark Souls does with its shortcuts. That's also very satisfying.
For me, that sometimes feels like, oh fuck, I'm going in circles but higher. Come on. My cat is begging for food while he has a full food bowl. I just sometimes don't understand.
The Quake 2 remaster, in my opinion, is much better, at least first impression, than the Quake 1 remaster.
Yes, I agree.
I did a preview on my Romanian channel for that game, and I started playing the new campaign. I don't know if you already started it.
I finished it.
Oh, okay. I can't compete with you.
So about which campaign were we talking, since I was replying in chat?
Is a the Quake 2 remasters comes with a brand new campaign made by the guys that supposedly will do the new indie game. By the way.
Machine Games.
Yeah.
They did Wolfensteins.
Yeah. I am currently a bit distracted by other games, but it's on my wish list.
I actually had to buy it because I had it on a big box, the Quake 2, and I was able to use the big box version of the game, including for playing the RTX release, because you are able to play the RTX release using
nice.
the files from the original CD, even if the RTX was released on Steam. That was pretty nice. But this time I had to buy it, but it's totally worth it. 10 euros.
Yeah.
I had it on GOG before, so I got the remaster for free.
Yeah, that's another great thing that they offer the remaster for free if you already had it digitally.
Yeah, I need to check, since one time I bought on a Steam sale like the whole Quake bundle. So maybe I already have it. I don't know.
And it's so different, this situation with Quake games versus the real ones, which are no longer available to buy, even the original versions digitally. And I
Quake
don't know.
was by Epic, right?
No, real was by Epic.
Yeah, sorry, I totally meant to say that. Quake is by id.
Yeah, but now I guess it's Bethesda doing the releases, no, for
Yeah,
Quake franchise.
So I guess the way it works, the structure is they're developed by id Software, which is owned by Bethesda, which is owned by ZeniMax, which is owned by Microsoft.
Oh god.
And now owns Activision.
Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. Those mergers lately, or those big companies buying other companies, it's getting out of hand. I mean,
these levers are a combination puzzle.
Yeah, I was thinking, but I was hoping to get some clues. I mean, to
There
to
are
reset
clues.
it. I mean, to reset it, but there are clues here.
Yeah, the room tells you if you look around.
Mm-hmm.
They actually tell you how this
Yeah,
works.
yeah, I totally see it.
Okay.
You may need to go down.
Yeah, but Neko totally sees.
And go through the hole in the mid. Oh well.
So,
uh,
I had an impression. I will say it like this: I have a gut feeling that I know what it is.
where should I go?
So did you see the door texture?
Yeah.
So if you think back to the levers, there's 5 levers, and the door shows 5 symbols.
Okay, so first up, I guess, and the other 3.
So I think the omega symbol is up, and the other one is down. So it's the first one down, then 3 up, and then 1 down. And I wanted you to go through the hole in the middle because that opens a shortcut to the levers. But now you get to do platforming again.
Okay.
My first solution would be putting the ones up or down where the actual holes are in the platform. Since you only have 2 holes in front of 5 levers. What? Troy, what are you doing? He's being a silly kitty.
Man, that campaign for Quake 2, I started it on hard. I don't know why. Man, it's crazy. From the first level, it's really hard.
I enjoyed it.
It's in the name. Hard isn't medium.
Yeah, but they're not holding back. Like if you play normal Quake on hard, it's not that many enemies. These guys, they put a lot of enemies. It's like a Doom Slaughter map.
Let's return about an earlier topic. That reminds me of if you want the craziest Doom Slaughter map, I think it's called Doom Nuts or something. Where yeah, have you seen that WOD? Or even played it? Or let me rephrase that.
I mean,
attempt to play it.
I think if you don't play it on GZ Doom, it runs fine these days. Your PC is strong enough. Just GZ Doom runs like shit. But yeah, that map is a meme, basically.
Oh yes.
It's not meant to be played. It's meant to be experienced.
I think one of those YouTubers who talks about Doom custom maps actually beat it, I think.
I think plenty of people beat it any percent. Because you just need to reach the exit. Beating it 100% though, that's a different story.
I was about to say that. Imagine doing that 100%.
I think it's not been done by a human hand. It has been done tool assisted.
Yeah. Didn't Carl Jobst make a video about that?
Yes, you may have. Because it was Zero Master who did the task.
Yeah.
The thing with doing that 100% is there is not enough ammo on the map to kill everything. So you need to get creative.
Yeah. Now I totally remember and seeing. The funny thing my cat is doing, he's trying to catch his tail, but failing miserably.
Going back to Tomb Raider, I was looking at the recording of a stream, a playthrough of last revelation, the fourth one, with the developers. They were invited. Maybe I will share it on the description. It's really interesting. And they were talking about Indiana Jones and the fact that in every Tomb Raider game is a reference to Indiana Jones. And actually, in the last revelation, in the first level,
I know which one it is.
Yeah, I know that one.
I didn't knew that. I don't know about the other games, but they said that in all the games there are references to Indy.
There is a reference in the remake of this game also. There is in Anniversary, there is also a reference. I talked about that in a previous stream, basically.
It's something with a boulder, I think, right?
Yeah. On one of the boulders on that texture, you can barely see it in game, but if you analyze the texture, you see Indy's hat and whip crushed on it. Maybe if I quickly Google it, I can put it in chat, like in chat and Discord.
Okay, so we need to make gold?
Yeah, so there are 3 other doors in the main chamber, and each one of them has a lead bar, and then you bring those bars to the statue and turn them into gold.
So up, up, down, up, down. Up, up, down.
I didn't really find a video about the Easter egg, but there is on WikiRaider, there is a page about it. Ah, damn, it cuts off on the... If I try to display it.
Okay.
But I also put it in chat. I don't have the link, Chris, right away to that last revelation video.
You can search is Tomb Ash is the name of the streamer, and
Tomb H.
Yeah, ASH.
Got it.
Unfortunately, the recording is not well. They were talking through Skype, old guys.
My man, it's also a stream. Oh, I was about to say 5 years ago, but then I see months, and then I hear Skype, and then my ICT mind goes like, bye bye.
No, it's 5 months ago. Yeah, the stream.
Who the fuck still uses Skype and isn't an Indian scammer?
I guess this is the reason why it has so low views, because I was surprised it has under 1,000 views, the stream. And I guess the problem was with the quality of sound, maybe. I don't know. I mean, for such an interesting discussion, I was expecting to have more, or it was maybe on Twitch and just put on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're
I was able
welcome,
to.
Chris.
I was able to listen to the stream. I didn't finish it yet. I think I've seen 2 hours from it.
I know I'm going to use that as a podcast on Monday when I'm back at work programming. I am writing programs because sometimes students do things they shouldn't. And I'm writing programs to block the students. But that's a ramble for a different kind of stream. Now, I think I said this in one of the previous Tomb Raider streams, is I have played the remake more than the original. And now watching this and being a co-commentator, I'm always thinking, how did this room look like in the remake? And it's sometimes very tricky to remember what they did in the remake.
I think I remember this room from Anniversary. I remember it being very annoying. Because I think there's considerably more spikes, if that's even possible, but I think so.
Apparently, yeah. You know what? Instead of trying to remember, I'm just going to... this is still the Venice part of Tomb Raider, so...
Greece.
Venice?
Greece, yeah.
Greece. That's in Tomb Raider 2.
We
Okay.
paused Thane's Folly.
I don't see. How did I go to first person? Okay. No, of course. I don't know if I can make the jump.
I think a standing jump is going to be perfect.
Okay.
Now I remember that you can have different costumes in Anniversary, and some of those some of these walkthrough use the swimsuit for the whole guide.
One of those costumes is the classic Lara, the low polygon one.
Oh, how nice! I had a save here.
In Mario Odyssey, they also have a similar head for making your model the N64 model.
Nice. Mario 64 was probably the first time Mario didn't have a hat.
In Mario 64, he has a hat.
Yeah, but he can lose it, and then he has no hat.
Yeah, because you have those power-up hats.
You have power-up hats, and there's also the tornado in Shifting Sandland, which can steal your hat.
Aren't those birds that steal the hat instead of the tornado?
Yeah, the bird takes it, but you can lose it if you get hit by the tornado. There's also, I think, a monkey in Tall Mountain, which steals your hat.
I'm vaguely remembering things.
And if you don't have the hat, you take double damage.
Oh yeah, true.
And there's even a special animation, because every time you go out of a stage, he takes off the hat and like puts it back again or something. And if you don't have it, then he has a different animation telling you like, go get the hat. You need it.
By the way, I'm looking at a guide for this room in Anniversary, and no, there are not more spikes on the ground. There are more spikes on the fucking platforms. So you needed to grab some platforms and shimmy around them.
There's a lot of shimmying in the Legend movement system.
Yeah. And it was sometimes broken is not the right word, but trippy since you sometimes didn't know which button you needed to press to either continue forward or to jump to the other side. It tripped me up a
Oh yeah, if
lot
you
of
played it on
times.
PC on a keyboard, yes, because the direction was relative to the camera and not relative to Lara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. Playing it on PC back in the day. Clement, you could just jump down and avoid the spikes rather than backtracking through the platform, since you don't even
How?
you're not gonna take damage.
Unless you jump on the spikes.
Okay. But I don't need to go outside the same room? Up there? No. Okay. Knowing my luck, I will go into spikes now.
Just give up.
Stop!
Oh, you just had to go forwards. That's all that was necessary.
I told you.
So,
I...
something, pulling this stream to 5 hours.
Ah. Okay. Damn. And I was so close.
So people, get your snacks, because Clement, you're a wizard.
It reminds me of that meme with the guy riding a bicycle and he has a stick in the hand and then puts it in the spokes.
That meme is amazing. I have to kind of shamefully between quotation marks admit that I use it at work sometimes when students come to complain about their computer not working when they download viruses.
So I said this is my favorite level. This room is not the reason why. And there's one more room that's not the reason why. But then the third room, that's the reason.
Why not?
Why yes. that was so there's this room which is quite small, and another room is also very small. And the third room, that's the room that blew my mind. Because after playing these two rooms, you expect, it to be simple challenges. You get the 3 bars, boom, boom, bada boom, biddy bing, bada bang, it's over. But you get bait and switched.
Mm-hmm. Give me a moment since my cat is doing...
Okay, where should I jump?
There, that's a good direction.
Okay, sorry for that.
That backtracks back to the top. You have the bar, so you can leave this place.
It's just me being me.
Not this way. Out of the other door.
Oh, okay.
This goes back up there. You don't need to go there anymore.
Yeah, it's just that way. Man, it's still 30 degrees out here.
That reminds me. I had to close my window because some children were playing outside. They were very loud.
Okay. Which should be the hard one that Kovic was talking about?
Do the left one first.
Okay. Okay, so down. Down and up.
And up and down and down and up. Now I've seen something I can't unsee. That door said, "Yo!" But in Greek.
Not how the Greek letters work.
But they do for this joke.
That's a Star Wars quote that I wish I could quote more often. It's such a great quote by Han Solo in the new film. the Force Awakens. He has the line, "That's not how the Force works." I love that line. I find it hilarious from like interviews. You can tell that when it comes to Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford cares very, very much. But Han Solo and all the Star Wars thing, he doesn't give a shit about that at all.
Yeah.
Huh?
So, are we
They will
going
start
to get a
burning when you
Lara?
cross the line.
Are we going to have a Lara barbecue or not?
Okay.
And this is a time. It's a timed platforming challenge, basically.
I don't know. I will try to see what's happening. Okay.
Whoa!
Oops.
Like a
Ladies and
pro,
gentlemen,
first try.
Yes.
we don't have a Lara barbecue.
Man, I was
Nice.
doing this for like 20 minutes on PlayStation.
The magic of the stick. I mean it, because you are able to turn really quick on platforms.
But this room, I remember from Anniversary being grumble,
It's
grumble,
very
grumble.
different
Yeah.
because each one of those pillars with the fire is like enormous, and you are shimmying around it and jumping from one column to another. The entire room is like 3 times the size of this one, maybe more.
Mm-hmm. But it has some amazing animations there. I dare to stay still hold up till this day and don't feel retro.
My favorite part about the anniversary is how they have a streaming system for loading new areas. So even though the game is formally still divided into the same levels, you never get a loading screen between the levels.
Oh, what happened? I don't know.
Monkey.
Glitchy monkey. And I think the level that benefits the most from that streaming system is the Egypt level, where you have the obelisk of Khamun. And even in the original, it's sort of designed like a single area, a single large area that just happens to be split into 3 levels. But on Anniversary, the entire location is completely seamless. It feels amazing to play.
Can't agree more.
Or amazing to explore. I'm not that fan of the actual like gameplay in the Egypt level in Anniversary. There's some annoying platforming there that I remember in some of the side areas, but the obelisk itself is amazing.
I don't know why, but I always like exploring areas in games when they have some mythological connotation, like in Tomb Raider Legend, you go in London through the tomb of come on, the Excalibur guy.
Arthur?
Yeah. Or
Yeah, that's open.
in Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, my favorite levels are the Egypt levels. Or Egypt-themed levels. I love me some Meroe, but not on the Game Boy Color with those moving platforms on the fucking border.
Yes, the mythological Heinrich Horner.
And
Yeah.
don't tell me on Last Revelation are the Egypt ones, no?
No. How you guess?
Last Revelation is 90% Egypt.
Yeah.
10% Frenches.
Lara Croft and Egypt with a little bit of war.
I don't know. It's 5% on Cambodia, no?
Yeah, I guess the first 2 levels are in Angkor Wat, or what's it's called, and then it's all Egypt, I guess.
Yeah, and
I think
I
there's
also
like 2 or 3 separate pyramid levels, like you are
yeah.
climbing a huge pyramid.
Basically always pressing the jump button.
Like
Yeah, I've seen video
Like
where a
Valley.
guy ranks all the Tomb Raider levels. So I know the levels that exist, but I haven't played Tomb Raider 4 because I still haven't finished Tomb Raider 3 yet.
They are complaining on that stream that I talked about earlier that damn, this game was so hard. The last revelation, everyone was talking about this because it has that huge levels and it had interconnected levels. I mean, you did something in one level which affects another area, and this was something new for a Tomb Raider game.
Something I didn't like in the newer, and I mean from Tomb Raider 2 or 3, I don't remember when they introduced the mechanic, but the whole rope mechanics are so jank.
That's in
Tomb Raider
4, I
games.
think.
Yeah, in 4 and 5, but those mechanics are jank, in my opinion. Now, something else I want to say is about the Egypt team. Is I'm also very into point and click games, and lately I have been wanting to start playing the Ank games, the point and click games.
Which games?
Ank.
Ank? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. It's a cartoonish character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is another platformer, kind of Banjo-Kazooie style, also completely Egypt themed, but the name is on the tip of my tongue.
Egypt themed platformer. I think I don't know.
Come on.
Okay.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.
This look around mode is kind of janky here in Open Lara compared to the original.
Yeah, also the hair and head model when she turns to the side looks. Sonic 3, no. I have I don't like the Sonic games at all.
Can I jump there?
On the mound, there's like 1 or 2 squares that are not too steep, and you can land there. Yeah, that one. Do you see in front of you? This one. That's where you need to land. You can actually, if you jump to the right of this column, you can make a running jump and grab it from down below here. I did that.
To jump here?
Yeah, you jump here, and then you can do a 180 and jump from this grid to the raised one there. If you go a bit higher, yeah, like about here, and you do a running jump and you grab, you should be able to grab there.
Nice.
Now, and I'm looking at another list.
Well-
If we are talking Egypt-themed and Lara Croft games, we need to mention Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris.
It's like that weird top-down game, right?
We
Yeah.
could play that one in co-op.
Yeah.
You know, that would be fine.
True.
I mean, I played the first one. There are two, and I finished it in co-op. I guess it's the only way that it's fun to play that game in co-op.
Yeah, it's possible.
So maybe if you want, we can do something like that someday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great universe.
Speaking of Egypt-themed top-down games, anybody here remembers Act 2 in Diablo 2? With all those poisonous bugs. Jump to the platform that's more to the right. I think you cannot reach this. It's too
Diablo
far.
2. But is there a cow level?
Yes.
But
Now,
in
is there one in Diablo 5?
No, 4. 5, we still need to wait.
10 more years.
I started playing the Diablo 4, but I'm still in the first levels. I mean, I'm level 15.
I only played the beta, and I didn't buy the full game. But I had fun.
When a collector says, I started playing, that's such a TM phrase to say. Like collectors like Clement and I. Clement, how often do you finish games which you don't stream?
I finish the game. Usually I'm deciding pretty early if I want to finish or not the game. And if I don't, I close the game and that's it. If I want, I finish it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have that many games that I leave unfinished.
Ooh, I do.
No, I don't like this. And even when I was younger, I was playing the games. I mean, I played only one game until I finished. I didn't touch another game. I had this rule.
And what about you, Kovic?
These days, I'm more like Clement, trying to finish a game, although I don't always stick with it. Like I get distracted by a different game, and then I have it in the backlog. Tomb Raider 3 is in that category. I play it sort of on and off.
For me, I have that with a lot of games, but the problem is because I try to weekly or bi-weekly review a new game on my blog. Yeah, sometimes those games get on that backlog indefinitely.
But I had some games which I finished 20 years after I started them. This happened with Sin. It's a first-person shooter that was released the same time with Half-Life, and that was the doom of it, if I can say it like this. And I started it back in 98, 99, and kept the saves, and finished it a few years ago. Using the original saves that I kept. I have a folder that now it's on Google Drive that contains even my characters from Baldur's Gate 1 from 98.
I just want to say about this location, because when I played it on PlayStation, this location was lagging. It didn't run at full speed. And it was a fun issue, or rather not very fun issue, because of the lagging, she didn't want to grab the ledge in front of me. Because you should be able to reach it from the one block before, but she just wouldn't grab it, and I think that's why they added this extra block here, so that the jump is closer, and you don't need to grab, because she just wasn't gonna grab it when the game was lagging. Like, she missed the frame where she would grab it, I guess.
Or skip the frame.
That's what I meant. That's kind of a weird issue. I wasn't expecting frame rate to influence the game physics like this.
They were talking during the stream about the of limitations of PlayStation 1 platform, which was the main platform for first 5 Tomb Raider games, and they made the games with PlayStation 1 in mind, and they were talking about how much they were able to progress between the first game and the fourth one and the fifth one, which are they have big levels and much better graphics using the same system with 2 megabytes of RAM. What we are talking about, it's insane.
The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of the Tomb Raider series, Angel of Darkness, was the first on PlayStation 2, I think.
Yeah. I was gonna say the only, but then I realized that the trilogy was also on PS2, even though it was cross-platform. I mean, cross-generation at that point, because it also came out on PS3.
True. Those old dead models of that crocodile being in a U shape in the water, amazing.
I wanted to ask you, Neko, don't you have a trauma remembering that crocodile from Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb?
What?
I don't know.
I blacked out for a second there.
Really, I'm going. My mind go there when I see these crocodiles, and I was wondering if you have this the same impression.
That crocodile changes people forever.
Are we going to start this discussion, Kovic?
The crocodile discussion.
No.
No.
The Crystal Skull discussion.
The Crystal Skull. I think, which one is better, Dial of Destiny or Crystal Skull? I know my opinion between me and Kovic differs. I think they wrote a decent story around an old indie in Dial, but people expected a more young indie story. And I think that's the main problem with Dial.
That's not my problem, because I totally expected an old indie story, because he's fucking 80. But I didn't like what they did with him as an old indie. And I also thought it was sort of pointless, because I felt like Crystal Skull did it better, the old indie line.
Mm-hmm.
But back when Crystal Skull released, some people compared it to that Rocky film where he's old. I don't remember what it's called.
Rocky 5? No? Something?
Maybe. I don't really... Oh, shit.
What? What is this?
Feels like Open Lara, Jenk. I don't...
Can you flip sideways, or...
Okay.
What the...
What is that? Oh
Jank.
My god. Man.
It's not a climate stream when we find jank.
I did it again. Oh, where is the last save? I guess it's in the other...
Before the jump to the water. It's not too far.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, What were we talking about again?
Crystal Skull.
Yeah. To me, and I am not gonna spoil anything, in my honest opinion, the ending, while it's broken in both movies, the ending in Dial is more believable than Skull. Skull didn't feel indie. Dial does it feel a bit more indie. And that's all I'm gonna say about it without spoiling stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
need
how
to
I can
to finish
how I
the.
can
I mean to see the movie. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Even when you would have seen the movie, I'm not gonna spoil since the movie isn't even a month and a half old. So anyhow, I interrupted you, Kovic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how to discuss this without spoilers. I mean,
it's a tricky subject. It's a tricky
yeah, I mean,
subject.
Crystal Skull ending has a Well, here's the thing about Crystal Skull. I don't like the sequence before the ending. Like, I can do Crystal Skull spoilers, right? So
Yeah.
when they fall down all the waterfalls, from there until the Russian leader, she dies. From
The
that
lady,
point of the lady dies. That part of the film, I have problems with. But then, sort of
Me
the,
too.
the, the ending message, and then after that, the wedding scene. I think that's really really nice. It sort of gives Indy nice closure. I
True.
feel like Dial of Destiny doesn't give you closure, or at least not such a
It
good closure.
it feels more. Yeah, no, I'm
Come
not
on.
gonna say it since it's a spoiler.
And to me, that's a big problem because this is the last indie film. There is physically no way it's not the last indie film.
True. I
And
I'm
that's where I left the
really
theater really sort of sad and disappointed.
now. I enjoyed the movie, and in terms of, and you said it in your tweets also, like the movie itself, it's fine. It's a good movie, but I can totally see why indie fans or moviegoers expected a bit of a different ending or different style of movie. But I'm gonna say it like this. I felt way less disappointed after seeing Crystal Skull than I did Dial of Destiny. Now, I'm not gonna say that Dial of Destiny is the perfect indie movie. Heavens no. But anyhow, you know what I got today, and if I find it again, I will link it in the Discord. So you can maybe link it in the description if it wasn't the Dutch article.
What are you doing?
There is a guy testing if the fridge scene from Crystal Skull is actually possible.
Someone is testing the fridge?
Yeah.
This summer, Dr. Oppenheimer is about to find out.
Also, speaking about Dr. Oppenheimer, I haven't seen the movie because, distractions with other stuff. And I know there is a scene where he spoke Dutch, or let me just say, attempts to speak Dutch. You want to know the kicker? The cameraman who filmed that scene was a Belgian guy.
Yeah, you
And
did
was
it.
Yes.
and was actually directing the actor who played Oppenheimer behind the scenes during that. But I have seen him speaking Dutch, and oh my lord, it's fucking broken. It doesn't. It, it, it sounds Simlish Dutch, if you understand what I mean. It sounds Dutch, but it's not Dutch.
Not even a little bit. If I
No.
can spoil this tiny aspect of the film, in that scene where he speaks Dutch, he's like, I think it's Oppenheimer being in the Netherlands for like 6 weeks, some really short time, and he's sort of like, wow, you already learned some Dutch. Yeah. Like, yeah, why not?
It has some influences of Dutch, but it's like I don't mean any offense, but when you hear that when somebody speaks English and you clearly hear he's from India with that type of accent, like your computer has virus. Sorry, I go to that, but I can't explain it
gonna do that.
any better way. But it feels like that, but even layered more on top, like not even conjugating some verbs and
Somewhere
Blue,
in here, there's a place
it
where you
tastes
can drop
like
down.
Dutch.
But I'm at this point, I can't recall where you want to do that. Could be the face part, like where you jumped across to this upper area. The drop down could actually be here somewhere.
This is a very sturdy bottle.
So all this area was only for that
Yeah.
secret?
Yeah, that was just a secret.
Okay. Ooh.
That corner, that looks nice.
That corner?
Yeah, the left one.
The left. Oh.
Yeah, where the two rocks meet.
Hold
That block.
yourself. Not saying about other corners hanging on Lara
Yeah,
herself.
so if you hang from this ledge and then shimmy to the right, that's where I would drop.
El gato, no signo.
Look, there's even goodies. What?
What the? Okay, don't start again.
We are doing a statue climbing all over again.
So apparently, if you're hanging over a slope in Open Lara, weird things happen.
Or the game was like, no, you need to be here.
So this did not happen to me on PlayStation, I can assure you.
Okay. Another secret.
Yeah, three
Very
items.
secret.
Man, but it's strange. I mean, it's too bad that I didn't find any other weapon. I mean, I have a lot of bullets, but I don't have
You have a shotgun, right?
only the shotgun, yeah.
Each time when I see those items in the bottom right corner, I'm like, wink, 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 wink. In my head, the indie sound.
I enjoyed that you could hear that one heartbeat where Clement thought there might be a bottomless pit here.
Mm-hmm. And it was one that was hurt.
Okay.
So the next weapon you will get are the magnums, and I think you get them from Pierre when you finally kill him. in 2 levels time.
Yeah, that's the end of this set of levels. A lot of people are hoping we reach Egypt today.
Well, depends on what the cistern has to say about that.
Oh man, I remember that. I guess I stayed 1 week back in the day.
And
Oh god.
and you know how we can prolong streams just for the fun of it.
The fun fact, the cistern is a level where you can softlock yourself.
But Clement, softlocks, same sentence, man.
Are we taking bets on whether we do it? Nah, I know where it can happen, so I'll raise the alarm bell.
With the soundboard?
Okay. Now, can I reach that one or I need to jump there? Let's not
the shimmy?
waste.
The shimmy spot? Yeah, you can reach that.
Okay.
Where the medkit is, if you jump there.
Okay.
So that the ledge that you grab is level with your platform. If it was higher, Lara wouldn't reach it. This is the maximum jump distance she can make. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Strafe?
Would you do me a favor, Clement, and for the next stream title, just say, let's play Tomb Raider, Open Lara, Open Lara Jank.
You cannot move?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you roll?
Okay. Yes, but I'm not sure. Did anything?
She's not moving, so I guess she's stuck in the wall.
I guess this medikit is not takeable.
Well, I suppose you're not meant to be able to climb up here, since it's not tall enough for Lara, but Open Lara failed here. I did collect this on PlayStation.
Oh lord.
Okay.
Watching those eyes was creepy.
Damn, and I need to get the secret again, I guess, no?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe.
Well, if you load, then yes, I guess. Or you can say you got it for once. And
Yeah, I guess we'll do it. We'll consider it taken.
Yeah. Besides, we weren't going for all secrets anymore. We decided that last stream.
I guess it's too tough without quick saves. I mean, we discussed already.
I don't even have the guide open anymore. Hey, Christian. Open Lara Jank, that's what is going on.
Hello, Christine. Okay, at least we'll take this secret and maybe
the drop down here. You want to go this way anyway, so.
It seems it still has a lot of problems. This Open Lara. I mean, you know that you can open all the levels from the first 3 4 Tomb Raider games with Open Lara, but they implemented the AI and all that stuff only on Tomb Raider 1. On Tomb Raider 2, you can just explore the levels. It's not done yet. And I see that even the Tomb Raider 1 is not perfect.
One thing that I mind about Tomb Raider 1, in hindsight, is it's very, how shall I say it? Very samey, I suppose is the word. Because there's so many levels are just brown.
No variety in the visual department.
You can say the same thing about the fourth one, Last Revelation. Because
yeah, I mean, all the theme is Egypt, but I guess there's still a little more texture variety and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But here you have 3 levels of brown rocks, and then you have the Egypt right after that, which is also brown. Sand everywhere. Tomb Raider 2 does a much better job in keeping it fresh.
And Chinese.
Yeah, but even within China, you get a lot of wonky stuff. I suppose the worst part of Tomb Raider 2 is the ship that suffers from a similar problem in the visual department. Then you have Tomb Raider 3, that one has the most variety.
And then you have Tomb Raider 5, that is even more variety, but that's something in my throat, guys.
But Tomb Raider 3 has that kind of variety because they completely changed the team that worked on that project, and they did what they wanted to do, the new guys on Tomb Raider 3.
Mm-hmm. Now I really wonder what the new Tomb Raider game in Unreal 5 is going to be like.
Like Uncharted.
Is it more going to be like Tomb Raider 2013, Rise and Shadow, or is it more leaning towards these style of games, or more like Legend Anniversary and Underworld?
Well, if they made it more old school, more linear, it would be cheaper to make. But I don't know, I feel like all AAA must be open world these days, and I hate it.
I imagine a Tomb Raider game open world. Oh,
I mean, 2013 was basically that.
If I hear open world, my mind immediately goes, but that's because I'm biased, goes to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But
no, I mean like the boring AAA corporate open worlds, like Assassin's Creed open world.
Oh
that
yeah,
sort of.
as Assassin's Creed, that yearly game that
The non-franchise franchise.
True.
They just have the brand now, Assassin's Creed. Like it stopped being actual Assassin's Creed by the time of like the third game.
Oh no! Fuck! No!
Yes. Now, to be honest, maybe an unpopular opinion, I wouldn't mind a new style, a new game in the style of Tomb Raider 2013 Rise and Shadow, because I like those games. I don't find them that bad.
Yeah, they are good games, but I'm on the same side with Kovic. I mean, they could do so much now with a linear game in terms of graphics and what they could implement, and they was wasting all their resources on this kind of open world shit. I'm so fed up.
Yeah, but we are partially to blame as well because we vote with our wallets.
I mean, I don't buy those open worlds.
Yeah, but we are in the then you are in the
Okay.
in the majority, not in the majority, in the minority.
I mean,
Yeah, I get that because since there's it, it's a trend I noticed in some reviews. Like they say, it's a good game, but man, I finished it only in 15 hours. There's not so much content. And I just want to scream.
I mean, 15 hours is a long game.
Yeah.
These days. And also, who bloody cares about the length of a game? Unless you have a game that takes you 2 hours and costs like €1 million, like so to speak. But there are also games like Blue Scream or the game we played before we started Tomb Raider on stream, Superliminal. I mean, that's an amazing game. And that's what, 4 hours long?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or the holy grail of short games, Portal.
Yes. This is a triumph. I know the melody, but not the song.
Anyway, this cake is great.
And it's not a lie.
now with the last Uncharted, even Uncharted has become an open world game.
You mean The Lost Legacy?
Yes.
Yeah, there are some open world levels, but it's a mix between open world and linear. It has more linear segments than Tomb Raider 2013 even.
Yeah, but basically the entire game it's one level.
Yeah, unless you have that whole I don't remember where it takes place, but where you need to was it ringing bells or something that you have that giant open area?
Yeah, it's an open area where you have that jeep that you walk to, and
Yeah.
it was just a small part in the main game Uncharted. But here is the entire game, basically there.
I only played Uncharted 1, and I didn't finish it because doing the combat on a controller, I was struggling.
Uncharted 1, I liked it very much, and many times I wanted to replay it on a higher difficulty, and it's a nightmare.
Uncharted
It's impossible for me.
Uncharted 1 as a shooter changed my mind.
Yeah, feels like it.
Yeah, it's a shooter. It's an Indiana Jones shooter. It's like that game.
It's a shooter, full stop.
It felt like playing Bad Max Payne.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Uncharted 1 didn't age well.
I don't know.
I
played it.
dropped it.
No, I played it when it was close to the release, not on release. I mean, 2011, 2012. But
That's a whole other story.
yeah, and I still like it.
bought the. Sorry, go ahead.
I still like it. I mean, even the remaster, I appreciate it, and I like the game. I like the environments that you get to explore in that game. I agree that is a shooter. I had the impression that I wanted more like Tomb Raider puzzles when I played it for the first time. I wanted that, but I didn't get it, and you don't get that in any Uncharted, to be honest. But the other ones have
you
more
have some Tomb
puzzles.
Raider puzzles in Uncharted. In
Legacy of
the
Thieves
last
is
one.
yeah, the last one is the more Tomb Raider like, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, you play even with a girl.
But the main problem these days is, and I think I said this in one of my reviews, is people these days are less quickly happy with less involving games, and what I mean is not per se that they want more gameplay, but they just want more mechanics. As in, if you take a look at a list of the most popular games, like how many bloody mechanics are in games like Fortnite, Minecraft, Valorant, League, to just name a few, even with some toxic fan bases, but and the more simple games where there is not a lot going on get a bit tossed to the wayside. Like there are also even what I dislike in today's gaming climate is find me a AAA game that doesn't get released without the promise of an expansion pass.
Yeah, I don't like this also. I mean, I prefer the old way when we had the expansion add-ons. I don't know, which were released separately, not DLCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big problem with the whole ecosystem because we lost the middle ground in game size. You have only huge budget AAA titles with an expansion pass, 500 DLCs, and then you have indie games made by one guy in a basement, and you don't have the mid-sized studio releases
Europa
anymore.
Universalis 4 or Train Simulator.
Yeah, I guess those games are a bit more niche, but they still do the DLC shit because it generates cash.
And that Euro Truck Simulator 2, which was released 15 years ago and has, I mean, if you want to buy all the DLCs, you need €1,000.
Yeah, it's the same with the Paradox games because they're basically monetizing updates. That's what they're doing.
Europa Universalis 4 even has a subscription on the Steam page for
Yeah, they made that
DLCs.
a couple of years ago, where instead of buying the DLCs forever, you can subscribe and you get all DLCs, but only as long as you're paying. But yeah, it's the DLC situation is so ridiculous. If you just want to play for a bit, it's actually worth it for you to buy the subscription for like a month, and you get to have all the fun, and then you stop playing. Because if you wanted to buy all the DLCs, yeah, it's hundreds of dollars these days without sales. I did buy some DLCs for myself during sales. Like I think for EU4 I have like 5 DLCs, like the really, really crucial ones that I really wanted to enjoy the game. But then they have so many more DLCs that I don't.
How many hours have you again in EU4?
Like 300, something like that.
Okay, yeah. I have close to 1,000, but oh well.
I think I have more in Hearts of Iron than EU4.
Possibly, yeah.
I like World War II. On paper, I like Stellaris, but I never really like did a lot of campaigns in Stellaris. I don't know why.
Distracted by other games, probably.
Did you also like the Total War games?
I'm not a big Total War guy. I played just Shogun 2 mainly. Because I play multiplayer in Shogun 2 with a friend. So we did a lot of like duo battles, like 2v2s. But other than that, like single player Total War, I never really played those.
My big problem with those games is I'm very bad in remembering what is strong against what. But as in really bad.
In the Total Wars that are based in history, I guess you could always make an educated guess. Like what is good against cavalry and stuff like that. It's more problematic with those fantasy Total Wars like Warhammer.
Yeah, or Age of Empires.
Yeah, Age of Empires is another strategy franchise that I just didn't get into. I tried playing Age of Empires 2.
I got into it quite a bit. My favorite is Age of Mythology.
Oh, yeah, that's with the gods. I know about that.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm just the StarCraft guy and not the Age of Empires guy. So
back in the past, when I had my first personal computer, I used to switch between the Tomb Raider games and Roller Coaster Tycoon and Age of Empires, and then Age of Mythology.
I want to ask you something. I have to answer some questions for a Romanian gaming magazine, and one of the question is was the classic one. Which are the 3 games that would you take with you in a
To a deserted island?
Deserted island, yeah.
Oh, that question. You know, it's gonna sound a bit random what I'm gonna say now, but it's relevant. You know, sometimes you get those chain mails where you need to mail it to 5 friends. In the blogging sphere, we have something quite similar, where we give 5 other bloggers an award. Well, an award and basically a tag or a chain mail. Where 5 to 10 questions are attached. And the amount of times I had the question, name your 3 games you take to a deserted island with you, it's insane.
Yeah, I know. But skipping this, I was thinking about how to answer this. And in essence, is a question that you get a lot, but it's pretty difficult to answer to it. Because in my case, I wouldn't take with me the games that I like. I would take with me the games that I think that I could play them longer. I mean, if I like Monkey Island, I'm not nuts to go on a deserted island and play Monkey Island for the rest of my life.
I mean, you can play it in real life there.
So you are forced to go to this kind of games, like you said earlier, like Kovic is playing and you, and I was thinking about Transport Tycoon, for example.
Oh yeah, that's a time sink.
One of my answers in that is Minecraft, because if you think about it, Minecraft is just a sandbox, and you can have so many different kinds of adventures.
Oh, okay.
Saved.
Depending if you have some sort of internet access on that deserted island, like 4G for some fucking reason, the amount of custom content and mods and levels and like complete the monument maps, for example.
Yeah, that's a caveat if you have internet on the island or not, because depending on that, I would take either Doom or Quake, one of those. Because if you have internet, you can get custom content and you have infinite fun with a game that I like.
Yeah, and unless
If you
you could
don't have internet, then it's going to be games that have some sort of random element to them. So yeah, Minecraft and those.
Terraria or games like that.
Yeah, I was thinking about Terraria, but I have a problem with Terraria that I don't really engage the sandbox stuff in that game. I just play it like an RPG. I go from boss to boss, and I don't really build shit in that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Blue is making a pun.
Stuck on Island.
In my case, there are some games that I swear that I will never play again because I was burning too many hours into them. And for example, is the Football Manager series, which is my most played game. You can check on Steam.
I know.
And I swear that I will never start again that kind of game. But if I go to a deserted island, that's the first one that I get. Because I know that I could play that game all my life and still have fun.
You know what would be cheating? If you have to take a game and then you count, oh, we can also take anything from the Steam library. We can also take game designing engines to a deserted island.
But then you have to make the games, so I don't know.
That Football Manager is so long. I mean, I think every season it takes you, I don't know, 80 to 100 hours to finish. And I had a friend that is obsessed. It's the only game that he played all his life. And he had a save. He was 100 seasons played into the game. So that's 10,000 hours at least.
I didn't even have that many hours in Minecraft.
Yeah, it's nuts. And this... What are you doing? Don't die on me.
Don't turn gold.
And this was the same effect had on me since the 90s, because this series was started in the 80s. Championship Manager was the name back then. And I don't even watch football anymore. But yeah, I still have this.
So continuing with that question, I would probably take some sort of ARPG. So if we're talking no internet, then probably Diablo 2. If we have internet, then I would take Path of Exile. Because then you have truly infinite content.
For me, it would also be a tycoon game you can replay various times, since a tycoon game you can take in so many ways. And I would dare to say that a game like a roller coaster tycoon is also a great idea.
Yeah, but I see myself getting bored with a tycoon game.
Yeah, same here.
Not for me. Like, I'm set to announce that my Windows 98 machine died the other day, but the hard drive didn't die. I already ordered a new computer via eBay, since all the computers here in the second-hand stores are too recent for replacing my Windows 98 machine. And I am just going to rip my saves from Roller Coaster Tycoon to the new one.
When you say it died, like what died? Couldn't you just replace something?
The motherboard, the whole motherboard.
You could get an old motherboard and then sit in the component. Hopefully.
It's a very nasty. It's a very small form factor case, and I already looked on eBay or on second-hand stores for a replacement motherboard and CPU, since it fried the CPU socket.
Ah, okay.
It started with for some reason, I don't know how, but the
Down,
signs
up,
on the
up,
mother.
down.
Hmm?
I remember the code.
No, it's down. Down,
Yeah,
up,
down,
up,
up, down.
Since I first thought you said Dell, and I was like, how do you know it's a Dell computer?
Oh yeah, because it fried.
But for some reason, it drew power through the VGA port. Like, the lines from the VGA port towards the CPU socket on the motherboard are fucking fried. You see a black line just going from there to there. And I'm like, how the fuck is this even? It's either something went through the VGA port, or some dust I didn't clean out good enough.
You didn't invest in a good power source, I guess.
Possibly.
It's the first thing you need to do, especially on older machines, because the power sources from back then are shit.
My dude, this is a computer that lived for 25 years, and it went through a lot of abuse since it for 17 years of its 25-year lifespan. It was a school computer.
Yeah, you should have
In a
changed the
very
power
technical
source.
in a very technical school, where they used it for designing electrical schemes and such. So it had a lot of abuse. But now my new Windows 98 machine is a Pentium 4 instead of a Pentium 3.
An upgrade.
An upgrade. But it has the same amount of RAM and the same amount of disk space. The only difference is the CPU. And it was like, I was reading the specs of the CPU, and I was a Pentium 4 running at 3 gigahertz. You say, what? Oh yeah, it's single core.
That's really good for a single core, though.
Yeah, it's a very late Pentium 4.
I wonder how it would run Crisis.
I am using an Athlonics Barton 3200, I guess, for the Windows 98 machine, but it's not in my home anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I mean, I have access to it from time to time. Finally, I finished this level.
Now the system.
Now the bad stuff.
The funny stuff.
Sewer count over 9,000.
Oh! When you say sewer count, I just hear the civvy ding.
Ding. Actually, these days it's not a ding. It's a.
Yeah. I still remember when I was playing Nightmare Reaper, and when the second chapter dropped, when you get a sewer section on the first map, he just smeared "Sorry, Civvy." Oh man. By the way, if you look at the credits on Nightmare Reaper, you will see somebody in the credits as a QA guy.
Oh yeah, you will need the block.
Yeah.
Imagine playing Crisis in 2023, says Blue. Imagine playing retro games in 2023.
Imagine playing Quake 2 in 2023. I mean, imagine that I had half of my Steam list was playing Quake 2. I don't remember another game for so many years that did this.
I was not part of the half because I played it on GOG.
Yesterday, the big Phasmophobia update dropped, and yesterday, nearly half of my friends list was playing Phasmophobia.
Including you.
No.
Okay.
I'm literally holding myself back since I want my first time to play the update to be on stream with you guys.
Okay. Ah!
But if I have to wait too long for that, I might just dip my toes. Maybe. I will see, Ben.
No, I'm open to it.
Open Lara.
Open Lara.
Open Sesame, Lara. I'm doing a blue joke.
What?
Okay. Oh, sexy Lara. Okay. I remember this level on the original version played on an original, I mean, on a machine from back in the day when you didn't see further away in the level. It was really creepy because you heard a lot of sounds, crocodiles and stuff like that. And I was a bit terrified. I mean,
Sound
back then,
design can do so much for a game.
especially if you don't see anything.
Games used to be creepier back then.
When I review a game, and it's sometimes really challenging, and sometimes it breaks the game. Sometimes it even enhances the game. It makes it more scary. To play the game at least for 30 minutes to 45 minutes without sound. To just know how much it enhances the gameplay, the sound design. But I remember this in Anniversary quite well.
They pretty much copied and pasted this in Anniversary. I think the level is sort of similar.
And gave it a graphical uplift.
I think this is bait. I don't think this leads anywhere.
Okay.
The Tomb Raider theme is so nostalgic. Every time I hear the Tomb Raider theme, I get so nostalgic.
Actually, I was wrong. I didn't realize there's a platform.
Okay, let's go again.
Sorry.
Remember
No,
when
when I
said
played
earlier?
I went the other way around, so I got to this from the other side. And
So
from the
guys-
top as well.
So guys, remember what I said earlier that we are kings in prolonging a stream for unnecessary amounts of time? Exhibit A.
It's, I forgot the existence of this platform, and I know that Lara cannot shimmy over corners in the first game. I don't know which game she learned it, but it's a later edition. Could have been 4.
No, I think it was three.
No.
3.
Yeah, my gut is also saying 3.
I'll have to test it. But this is really good. So now if you go up and then jump to the right on top of the place where you shimmy. Took me at least 15 minutes looking for this.
Yeah, but in on the PlayStation version, you had the problem that I said. You don't see the entire room, and it's
Also, if you look across the room, you have like 15 FPS.
and I think you have fog of war so, in this area. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of fog.
Yeah,
Because at the other side of this room there's a war. Da 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 da. Dum.
It's like I said last stream in the Colossus level, Colosseum. When you go into the actual Colosseum on the PlayStation, you see nothing. It's just darkness because the render distance is so low.
yeah. This is this was the main reason that this level, I guess, was hard. I couldn't remember what is on the the entire room. I mean, every time I was looking, I was seeing that blackness, and I was getting lost every time.
Yeah, then
It's another story now.
that's
Okay, which should we take now?
Doesn't really matter, I think.
now speaking about the visuals and such. That reminds me, and I've talked about this in previous streams also.
Don't go there yet because I'm gonna save you some time. That's the room where the lever is for controlling the water level. But it's better if you go in the first door without changing the water level. You would have to backtrack and put the water down again anyway.
So what I was saying is,
Can I jump there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 3 blocks, so she should be able to grab it.
I stand corrected. Anyhow, to finish my thought, is when I reviewed Tears of the Kingdom, I said that I was very annoyed that some people were saying, "Oh, this game only runs at 30 FPS. It should run at 60 or higher." I'm like, as long as the game runs at a stable and playable frame rate, and when the visuals give you all the information you need to play the video game, no matter how the quality is, it shouldn't really matter that much. Now, obviously, when the visuals are vomit-inducing or don't look what they are supposed to be representing, or tell the story or the atmosphere, that's a totally different story.
Good thing you
But
added stable and playable, because that closed the loophole. I was playing Turok 2 on N64, and I finished it, but that game's run at a very stable 5 FPS.
but this is playable though.
It's barely, sometimes not really. In the game they're called Oblivion portals. They're optional areas which you open, and then inside it's a short sort of arena with special enemies, and if you defeat them, you get a part of the ultimate weapon, the nuke.
Come on.
Well,
What?
those areas in the Oblivion portal with those special enemies, it just drops the FPS to not frames per second, but seconds to frame.
I'm laughing green. I don't know if that's the correct expression in English, but that's laughing without really having the intention to laugh. But yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty hard to play 30 FPS games after you get used to higher frame rates. But I also
I honestly don't give a flying fuck.
I mean, I am pretty aware of the 30 FPS. That's the problem, because usually I play 60 FPS and sometimes 120, and I don't want to start the discussion how it is to play on CRT, because I also have a CRT monitor, and I don't know. There, if you play on 100 hertz, I think it's better than 100 on LCD. I think it's a different kind of measurement for the CRTs. Anyway,
I mean,
they are more fluid than the equivalent on LCDs.
Yeah, the
I
flat
thought
panels will always have a larger delay than those monitors had back in the day. But what I want to say on this topic is, I don't mind 30 FPS or even lower, to be honest, playing N64 and stuff.
as long as it's playable.
Well, yeah, the limit is for playable is like 10. If you go under 10, then it's way too little. But the thing is, it only works with a controller for me. I could not play 30 FPS on PC with mouse and keyboard. It just feels awful playing mouse on low FPS. Controller, I don't care. I can do anything.
I don't even mind on PC. For me, it's personally.
Climb to get to the first door. You go where the key was, and from there you can nicely jump on that walkway.
Chris is somewhat agreeing with me. Like, Chris is literally saying, that as long as it's stable. Since I have games where even on my new machine, where I have 30, 60, 30, 60, 30, 60, and it drives me insane.
If you
Oh, that's someone.
if you have
That's a game
exactly
with.
like this 30 60
Mhm.
30 60, you have another problem, I guess.
Yeah,
If you
no,
have
that's a
I've
real thing. I wanted to say that. So that's a game with double buffered sync. That's messing you up, because if you have double buffer, if you have just two buffers and you fail to reach the frame time for 60 FPS, the game drops to 30 because it doesn't have the second buffer ready, so it can only deliver 30 FPS. The way
yeah,
to fix that is having three buffers. then it will not drop to 30 like a stone. Or if you don't sync at all, then you're golden and you just have any frame time that you can.
Or just lock the frame time in at 30 or 60 or something.
Well, but you need to have the frames ready for that. There's a frame rate and frame time. It's sort of looking at the same thing from two different angles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, for example, when you say stable frame rate, there's also, you can have 30 FPS that feels good and 30 FPS that feels bad, and the difference in that is the frame time. A typical example is From Software games like Bloodborne on PlayStation 4, because they do 30 FPS, but their frame pacing is all over the place. So even though it's locked to 30, it feels stuttery. Whereas something like on the same machine, the Spider-Man game, that's 30 FPS, but it's perfect frame pacing, so it feels butter smooth, but it's still
And
30.
Animations do also quite a lot. Um, you, I have seen games, and I should dig it in my blog to. Oh yeah, there is a DS game from Playmobil that I played, where it runs at a very stable frame rate. It's very playable, but the animations are so bloody badly crafted, and the hitboxes of some objects are janked and fucked beyond belief. That when you grab a ladder in the middle, it shifts you 5 pixels to the left, guaranteed. So you climb a ladder at the side, even when you've grabbed it in the middle. And then I rip the game a new asshole when I review it. But for me, I mostly focus on my blog, and while I'm playing games, on if the mechanics work or not. Since you could start to argue that bad frame rates and unstable frame rates can either via the developer or via a
Do
community patch.
the left door first.
Yeah.
That one is closed.
Yeah, you have the key, so you can unlock it.
Okay.
So it via a fan patch or a developer patch, those things can be improved. But changing core mechanics or mechanics after a game has been released, that isn't easy at all. I also help to develop WordPress, and as soon as we change or deprecate a certain feature, the whole bug report system gets clogged by bring this back or change this back. It's changing a mechanic in the game after release. You can't please anyone. Just a great example is when they fixed a lot of duplication glitches in Tears of the Kingdom. There was a huge outrage. Now I have to grind in my game. That's the point of the fucking game.
We're speedrunners, though.
In my opinion,
Pierre.
in my opinion, that's the risk you run by running a game that still gets frequent updates.
Okay.
And he's gone.
Nice.
And he just dissolved into the block.
He always does that.
I just love how our streams sometimes turn into some sort of podcast.
I don't think I caught that.
Hmm?
What?
I said that I just enjoy that our streams sometimes turn into a podcast about gaming culture and such.
Oh yeah. How is he back? I thought he disappeared forever.
Maybe he has a spawn trigger here somewhere.
Yeah, and doesn't work properly on Open Lara.
Bad Pierre, don't look up Lara's skirt while shooting her.
Okay.
I was talking about bad animations, and Chris said, "Welcome to the infernal machine." Unfortunately, and the way Indy jumps, and something that pops right into my pops right into my mind is the revolver glitch jump. That animation is just funny.
Oh god.
I think I opened some special subject or have some unique opinions since chat is going interesting. Blue and Chris are having a very interesting discussion. Now, I am that bad at recognizing when a game runs at 30 or at 60 that I can't even say at which frame rate this game is running.
60.
Yep.
I mean, not all the time, but this
Oh
is
really? It dropped sometimes. I didn't notice. Actually.
Yeah. No, in I mean, you noticed on the Colosseum level, if you remember, in the last stream.
Yeah, you talked about it back then.
Okay.
Or I talked about it.
I'm gonna believe you because I don't remember.
I have this vague memory or of me or you either saying, "Man, this is laggy."
It wasn't
I only
really
remember the
laggy.
lag I experienced
Was,
myself on PlayStation, but not watching this.
It was maybe 45, 50 there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think I can guesstimate FPS really well on PC, but playing on consoles, on CRT, the CRT helps mask FPS a lot. I mean, it doesn't help with something like Turok 2, but for example, I played some Resident Evil 2 today, the N64 version, and I think it runs at 30 intellectually, but it feels 60. It feels really smooth.
I mean, I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time on the worst console on the PS2, and I still enjoyed it. But I have this weird issue, between quotation marks, that the first time I played Roller Coaster Tycoon was on an old machine where if my park goes above 1,000 guests, my game starts dropping frames immediately. But
Just ignore that item. I don't know how to collect it. It's not worth it.
That's why I died.
Yeah.
Blue, Just because in chat you totally misheard me. The worst for Resident Evil 4, the worst version is on PlayStation 2. I am not saying that the PlayStation 2 is the worst console. That honor goes to the Zebo
The what?
from Brazil.
Ah, that console.
Yeah, just Google it. It's a botched Android machine.
Man, there are a lot of stupid Android machines on Alibaba. I don't think.
Something Ouya.
Okay,
Oh
that's
yeah,
another
that's
thing.
the one I know.
something Google Stadia.
Ah, that's
That was
just
a
cloud shit.
console.
Yeah. But
The fuck?
Heal, 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 heal.
that's now he isn't. Okay,
Save.
give me a second since Troy is doing something he shouldn't be doing.
It's sitting. Okay. Ah!
But wait, there's more.
Oh man, the Civi recent. Oh yeah, about Cultic. He did a video just called. But wait, there is more.
Oh yeah, that one. I think I saw that.
Yeah, Blue. I agree that Resident Evil 4 plays fine on the PS2, but just compare the other the other versions like on the GameCube or on the Wii even of Resident Evil 4, and then compare it to the PlayStation 2. It's a very noticeable difference. But what I wanted to say is I wanted to replay Resident Evil 4 since I sorta kinda softlocked myself in not having enough ammo to defeat a boss on my difficulty setting, and I don't feel like trying to get the good shot since it's still totally possible, but I made it a bit too difficult for my liking. And I wanted to replay it on the Wii, but I feel like I'm going to replay it on the PlayStation 2 since once I'm getting used to how a certain game works, I sometimes
Yeah, that's a
have
standing jump.
trouble playing a remake when it's with an not a remake, a remaster. A remaster is when you only get a graphical uplift.
But
A remake is remade from the ground up.
I don't know what are you talking about. The Wii version is not a remaster.
No, but that's exactly my point. I am so used to the PlayStation 2 version that I have trouble playing any other version.
Yeah, okay.
A
But
lot of muscle memory takes over.
uh,
To a point, I said this in an earlier stream. Like, since I speedrun Indiana Jones and the Game Boy Color, hey, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine on the Game Boy Color with a controller, I can't play it on the D-pad anymore.
You played the Wii version with the GameCube controller. I think that's probably the most two similar layouts.
I don't think the Wii version supports that.
but
Hmm.
you could play the GameCube version even
True.
on Wii.
True.
Anyway, I think it's almost the same. The Wii and the GameCube, except
True.
for the controls. I mean,
And in a very similar style of argument, in a very similar style of me having trouble with games, is I played Okami on the Wii first, and I'm so used for Okami on the Wii. I
I
tried.
think Sorry, here, if you walk to the edge and do a roll, you should land there.
Roll like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possibly most likely a solution. So when I wanted to play the HD version on the PlayStation 4 or the PC, I couldn't get into it. I felt so weird drawing with the mouse or on the little touchpad thingy on the PlayStation 4.
Then you better play the remake. No?
Okami has no remake.
I was thinking about Resident Evil 4.
Oh yeah, that's on my to play list. Since that's a proper remake. That's a proper remake. I have seen one of my favorite YouTubers, his video about it, and they changed a lot of core mechanics. And then it's in my feeling a totally different game.
Yeah, it's true.
Like this game and Anniversary are two very different games.
Yep.
They just hit the same story beats.
Half-Life and Black Mesa are the same, I think.
You might have seen me do it recently, Kovic, but I started playing Black Mesa.
I mean, the same as in they are different. That may have come out wrong, sorry.
Yeah, you mean like the comparisons I
Yeah.
was giving?
Yeah.
It didn't came out wrong. I understood you meant.
They do the same story, they execute the same story, but the actual gameplay is very different.
Yeah, I recently started playing it, and I'm so annoyed from Black Mesa, and I wanted to ask you in private, but I can ask you right now: is there a way to stop the game from putting the menus in a translated mode?
It hooks based on the language you have Steam interface set to.
Okay, then I will change the Steam interface since the Dutch translation.
Yeah, all the translations were maybe except like German or something, like the really big language. All the translations were community driven, and they just got added by the devs. So quality is up and down.
Yeah, for the earlier in the stream, I said that I helped to develop for WordPress, and most of my development is translations towards Dutch. And our quality control is so tight that when I see a bad translation, I get so bummed out since I know they just either threw it into ChatGPT or some translator tool, or heaven forbid, Google Translate. And it's sometimes so inconsistent as it can be, like using
Do not jump in the water. Don't do that.
Okay.
Do jump in it, just for the fun of it, to extend the stream.
We still have to get through the next level as well to reach Egypt.
Yeah. Anyhow, I am like in the Denmark stream. I commented on it quite a while, quite a few times, and Clement is gonna know what I'm going to talk about. Is sometimes they change the pronouns of the character. And sometimes
that
you had
platform there that you looked at, that's where you want to go.
and sometimes you had sheesh.
Do not!
Oh god, I did it.
Because you cannot climb out, it's too high.
Oh god.
Just drown.
Yeah, just load at this point.
Okay.
Because you would have to go around the entire way anyway, so loading is actually faster.
So what I want to say is in that mark, in that translation, they changed the pronouns around of some characters, and I just get annoyed with the inconsistency of it. Anyhow, we are making this Lara Croft stream a podcast.
That's the idea, no? When you play such old games.
Yeah, it reminds me from one of my comfort streamers, Ensign, who is very good at playing observing duty games, where he just makes the whole stream a podcast. He starts ranting about various trivia knowledge, like what goes in cement and things like that, and it's insane. And it's fun to watch as well. It's finally cooling down here in Belgium.
So, Kopish, did you started playing the Resident Evil 1?
2.
Okay. Because 1 is on our list. The PlayStation 1 version.
You know how I have beaten Resident Evil 1?
Where? On YouTube?
No, not the game. I have beaten it in the custom map for Left 4 Dead 2. Which
I was
follows
expecting a different twist.
which follows the story of Resident Evil quite well. But yeah, it's a unique take. But I'm playing through the GameCube remake.
I actually forgot that Resident Evil is on the list. So should I not play it specifically, or should I play it so that I know in advance what's happening?
It's like how it is better for you, how you enjoy it more. No, I don't impose such a thing.
Like I haven't played through all of Half-Life, and I found it very fun to sit at the stream. But it's like Clement is saying, like, if you feel like you can be spontaneous or have
It's more of
things to say.
should I have the knowledge to drop hints and trivia, or should I solve it together with Clement? The thing about Resident Evil, right, the classic ones, is you don't get very many saves, so it could be potentially risky if none of us know what to do.
Yeah, because having a guide next to you for those kind of games, it's
Okay.
Thankfully, it's not taking a swim this time, Kovic.
The lever opens this key. I can't tell if it's a rusty one or a silver one, though. With the
like
3D
a silver
models.
one. Yeah.
Silver key.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So We need a rusty one as well. Maybe that's in the next room.
Ah!
Oh, fucking hell! The piece of shit Pierre Dupont.
Imagine being able to lock him in that tiny room.
Got me worried for a while I was gonna lock you in that tiny wall.
I don't think you can lock him because it's respawning anyway. It's not the same.
So yeah, now you have my official official.
Okay, can I go to?
Yeah, in the waters. I just
Okay.
lost the word.
The drinky thing. Or the drowny thing, depends on how you want to say it.
I'm gonna consult the dictionary.
Or the liquid.
Permission to enter the water. There we go.
I was thinking you were looking for the water. Oh, sorry, miscommunication.
Oh, look, even a save crystal there.
Where?
On the ledge. I think you need the higher water level though to get there. Same with the lever there. The lever is only pressable if the water is high enough. The door opens, by the way. Just if you
Okay.
approach it. It's one of those doors.
It's one of those automatic doors in ancient Greece. I was forgetting where we were.
Okay, so it's the lever. I'm sorry, wrong door. So that means you do have to backtrack now to get out of here. Or maybe you can swim through here to somewhere. Now that I see this tunnel. Yes, now that I see the tunnel.
Okay, fucking shit.
Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Nom 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 nom.
Trauma, trauma, trauma.
That door opens itself. Yeah, this one. So yeah, now using the shortcut that you just used, if you raise the water level, you can swim back into that room and you can pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk!
Okay, but what door opens?
Yeah, the one that you approach, but from the other side.
Okay. Okay.
There are some people getting very excited that Resident Evil is on our to play for stream list.
And it's the original version is pretty different than the remake.
Yeah, the remakes are very. I mean, it's a different genre at that point, right? So it's extremely different.
We are talking about the remakes, not the GameCube remaster.
The GameCube is a remake, not a remaster.
We are speaking about the remasters, not about the remake.
Okay, so I was talking about the new remakes, like the third-person action game remakes.
Yeah,
Like
the
action /
more
survival horror.
the more Resident Evil 8 style games.
Not 8, because 8 is first person.
8 is not first person.
Yes, it is.
You can play it in third person as well.
I've only seen it in first person then.
Hold on. Maybe I'm remembering things wrong, but I think you can choose.
That balcony that you tried to jump to has a door locked by silver keys. 2 keys, so no bueno there.
Okay, so where should I go?
Go to where the slope is, with where the safe crystal was in this big area, because that's the room where you change the water level.
It's an option you can switch in Resident Evil 8.
Should I use
to play in first or
the
third.
crystal now?
You use it on the way out. There's
Yeah.
a slide behind the crystal, and it leads you to it.
We established that if we are gonna play Resident Evil 8, it will not be third person or first person. It will be VR.
It will be first person. And
Yeah, now
I
the
want to
balcony
see
to
a
your right.
heart rate monitor then.
That's where it is. This is a standing jump.
I really want to see a heart rate monitor when we do Resident Evil 8.
Okay.
And
I guess I could do it with the watch from Apple.
Possibly, yeah.
PR incoming. Yep. I remember my PRs.
I was going to make a pun, but I'd rather have Blue make it. Do you have a shrine for Pierre's?
I don't get it.
You remember your Pierre's. How fondly do you remember them?
Come on.
Oh, it's getting late at night for my brain to make decent jokes at the moment.
What is wrong with this guy? He doesn't leave. Okay. Okay, so I need to use this lever.
Yeah, the lever changes the water level. Watch out for the holes here. And there's also some platforming you can do on these. What is it? I mean, they look kind of like pipes, but the texture is stone, so I have no idea what it is. There should be a secret in this room.
Blue is making the Pierce jokes in chat.
Hair.
Okay.
The ledge to the right, that looks climbable to me.
Is it me, or does this look like a pre-Half-Life level with ventilation shafts?
What ledge?
So now it's to the left. If you do a 180, and now it's the right corner of the room. You see there's like a little step, and then it goes to the ledge above, and it looks like there's another ledge above that as well.
But I need to go down, no? Or
yeah, now you go down,
okay.
you step on that little one block that's raised.
For a med pack.
There's another one. But
I don't remember this
And
room
isn't
at
there a
all,
hole in
so-
the ceiling?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, You're totally up for the guidance of Kovic, but he just chose what I wanted to say.
Here's the chime. The sound of gods.
I love when chimes like that playing games. Like the melody of the Zelda games is just so engraved in my mind. Now, since you're getting into N64 speedruns, would you ever do Zelda speedruns?
No.
Just not interested or not your type of game?
They don't look fun to me.
That's a fair and valid answer. Besides, the two Zelda N64 games are quite optimized, so you would need to learn to play the game perfectly to even make a chance to compete.
I mean, I'm happy to do garbage times if I think just the act of running is fun. But yeah, I don't know. Ocarina of Time speedruns in particular, they somehow don't appeal to me.
Okay, how do I get there?
I think you can make grab it from here if you do a running jump. This is close enough.
Yeah, it should be. That's 2.5 blocks.
I told you that I've seen a lot of videos about Tomb Raider, and in one of the videos I mean, I wanted to see a video regarding the Tomb Raider clones because I'm curious, and I found out some that I didn't knew. But it's funny that one of the games that is considered Tomb Raider clone is Shadow Man. And I never looked at that game like this.
I do get it why they put it in that category because visually, it sometimes feel like it. That's when I first played Shadow Man, I had the same thought because in my mind, this sort of blocky game is this to me speaks PlayStation game basically. Even though actually they didn't all look like this because so many much more games were made with meshes rather than a custom grid level format. So they weren't all so blocky like Tomb Raider was. But at that point, especially to me, blocky game was PlayStation. And when I saw Shadow Man, I first played it on N64. But when I first saw it, I was like, "Yeah, this looks like a PlayStation port." And then I found out that it was the other way around. It was developed with N64 in mind first. Well, not okay. Second, I think first was PC, but
That's the version I own, the PC version.
so yeah, they did. PC has the raw assets, and then they wanted to do an N64 port, and then I think maybe by some publisher or something, they were forced kind of to do PlayStation 2.
Two?
So PlayStation as well.
Yeah.
That's how it.
A word that sounds similar to another word.
Yeah, I immediately understood where your confusion came from. Yeah, they were forced to do PlayStation as well, but so they started later on that version, and that's why it looks like that's why it runs the way it does. It's not a good port.
And you and Blue have records on the N64 version, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, Blue has N64,
And you have?
PlayStation.
There is that rusty key.
Okay, and the difference is the Shadow Man has also a Dreamcast version, no?
Yeah, that came later, and that's the classic Dreamcast port that you would expect. It's a 5th gen game running on Dreamcast, so it's 60 FPS and all that stuff.
For example, the last Revelation on Dreamcast added for the first time real-time shadows for Lara.
Thing in terms of visuals, the Dreamcast version doesn't really do much. I'd say arguably the textures look worse because Dreamcast had that really weird texture format. Only thing it did is the Dreamcast version has a unique water effect. I don't know if you could call it a shader, but it has a unique water to all the other versions. And if you play the remaster, they have a toggle in the settings if you want to use Dreamcast water or normal water.
Oh, nice. But the textures are good. Okay.
I think we'll get into that a lot more when we play Shadow Man on stream, because it's also on the list.
There are so many games on our list.
Yeah, but I really like the our list. I think all the streams will be really interesting.
Yeah, there are games I added, games that Kovic added, games that Clement added. So it's
you remember the Safe Crystal?
The safe crystal, where is? Ah, yeah, it's here.
Yay!
I wonder what
Okay.
texture is on that crystal, since it's not completely blue. It almost looks like they put something on it.
Like a blue screen.
I think that's Open Lara being Open Lara, though. I think on PlayStation it's just blue. So now remember, the objective is to pull the lever that was underwater if you swim through the little tunnel in the pool. I meant the center pool, like where the water was before. It was just in that little area, so there's a little hole in the wall there to the right now.
Just a secret. Don't tell anyone.
To the left.
Ah, Blue's reaction on the safe crystals just came in. I don't think we will be so crazy to put Pepsi Man on the list.
No, sorry. Only if you want to do it.
I repeat my sentence. I don't think we are as crazy to put Pepsi Man on the list.
I don't even know that.
If you wanna get gray hairs at our age, play Pepsi Man.
Okay. Should I use this crystal now? Seems too close to the other one.
Fair. You can save it after you finish that other rusty door.
Oh, it's a Uzi? It's an Uzi?
I think it's another shotgun.
Oh, God.
Now you can triple wield shotgun with how many you've collected.
Okay, so I use this.
And now you can swim through the doors that opened. That's what the lever did. No, go back. There were locked doors on this floor before. And you can swim through them.
Okay. Where? What?
Okay, so you were right about Open Lara respawning Pierre when it's not supposed to. But yeah, don't go through here. That I said swim back, so back the way you came.
I had a vague impression. Blue, that's
Through
why
the hole.
that's why I said if you want to get gray hairs, you need to play Pepsi Man.
And on this floor,
just
if you swim out of the hole in there.
Here?
Yeah. This is where the door is. There's a key.
There is a keyhole here, but I just need the key.
Right, and now you can unlock the other rusty door. The other end of the room.
Okay.
What?
Pierre. Again?
Let's just ignore him at this point. This is so stupid. I don't remember this camera angle from PlayStation. I think that's not there. Where it pans to the locked door. Ah! Run!
Okay.
Pierre being a bitch.
You don't get invincibility in cutscenes or in animations in this game, unlike Infernal Machine. Which is really annoying.
Dying in animations.
It has happened to me.
Yeah, it's frustrating. So we took just the health sausage.
And now swim forwards. Yeah, the door opens. So now you have everything, and you can go to that balcony that's just in front of you.
Just be careful because Pierre can spawn.
I don't think there's any more Pierre in this level.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Not counting the ones that should be dead. Ghost Pierre.
Phasmophobia, Pierre.
Whoa!
So this is the end of this level meetings.
Almost.
Isn't there a boss fight?
No.
Oh no, that's anniversary.
Not even anniversary, because there's one more level. They did so the next level in the original. I mean, we will see it. It's like this level part 2. The same sort of tile set and everything. And at that point, you've been solving the cistern for a long period of time. It gets really annoying. So they cut it in anniversary. In anniversary, you solve the cistern, and you immediately have a large drop straight into the tomb of Tihoken.
Mm.
But here, it's more content before you go into the tomb, and
So
the tomb
basically
itself
we
is
have 2
lamer.
levels.
Sorry?
So basically we have 2 levels before Egypt.
No, it's one level, but just the level is longer than in anniversary. Because the level has a section of more sewers before you do the drop into the tomb. And in anniversary they cut that part and you go straight into the tomb from the cistern. Which in my opinion is much better pacing, because the sewers just get so annoying. I don't want more sewers.
Yeah. Me, you, and Civi 11.
Only game that gets free pass for sewers is Hrot.
Which is also on the list.
Yeah.
And not added by me, surprisingly.
But approved.
And not added by me either. I submitted another let's call it boomer shooter.
And now we have another one we should discuss about the Quake 2. Especially since it has the N64 version.
If you want to play through the N64 campaign, that's a short one. Playing through normal Quake 2 takes a bit longer. Although with the compass they added, it's a bit nicer to play. I didn't really like Quake 2 before because of the sort of hub design. I got the Hexen vibes. I just kept getting lost and frustrated.
Ooh.
But the compass they added in the remaster solves that.
Healing and no signal. Excellent. I'm getting very tired, so I think at the end of this level...
Yeah, it's okay.
I've been yawning for the past 10 minutes.
So we're not getting to Egypt, you think?
No.
You want to get the secret?
Yes. Why?
So there's a secret here. Don't go in there. That's exit, but there's a secret in this big room.
Ah, okay. Here?
Yeah, you see this door? Push the block through the door so that you can reach a ledge. And there's some loot there. Or I guess pull the block so that you don't have to push it more.
Mm-hmm.
More content.
It's very
Anyway,
funny how this block just fits perfectly like a glove in the fucking door frame.
you know that initially they wanted to have a. I think we already discussed about this, but they wanted to have a.
Aliens.
No, they wanted to have a male character, but they said it's too indie. Copy. And that's why they made Lara, basically. And I saw that
It was also good for marketing because it was kind of unique. It's still kind of unique, to be honest.
and I've seen the beta version. We were talking about the ponytail that is not animated. This is the only Tomb Raider that has this characteristic. I would not say problem, but the beta version for
This
Tomb Raider.
bun on the head.
There might be something around the corner. I'm not sure.
Have you heard the secret chime, by the way?
No. Oh, maybe I had to push that lever first. It was a lever.
No, that just controls the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I didn't hear the secret. Maybe it wasn't a secret.
I mean, there's a non-zero chance that's true, but it's loot. Loot is nice.
Okay, I guess we are done, no?
Yeah.
A non-secret secret.
Those are technically more secret because you don't know they exist.
Very true.
This just closes the door. I don't really understand why the lever exists.
Okay.
To fill up memory or something.
One more secret.
Imagine that the secret was up there, but you just didn't hit the right area.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Okay. We have the save, I hope.
Yeah, didn't it automatically save at the start of each level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris is going to sleep, and I am going to...
at the perfect moment, because we are all going to sleep. Tomorrow, we are good with Doom 64. I mean, we didn't discuss, so that's why I'm asking. First of all, Kovic has to tell us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm fine tomorrow.
And I would like to play with Neko if he wants. The last Doom 64 stream was so interesting that I cut all that stream with I think I have 40 chapters put on that video. Yeah. I mean it because I wanted to keep all the information that like that.
I will let you know tomorrow. I have a few things to do tomorrow, and if I'm in a healthy mind, I will join. Otherwise, I will leave it to you two boys.
Okay, and probably will be the second of 3, most probably,
Mhm.
streams.
Yeah.
Dom 64 streams. Okay. Thank you for being with us. Check the blog for of Neko Jonez. You have the address there, and also on the description of the video, and the Twitch for Kovic. I mean, I put the Twitch because that's where you are the most active, but you also have the YouTube there, also for Neko. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye. Wrong hand.
I'm not sure it stopped. Because I don't get any clues.
You must keep playing now.
So the stream doesn't stop. Neko, tell us, we are still live?
Yeah, we are.
That's